Raiders! Welcome back to my channel where we are breaking through all the different archetypes of the heroes we find in all our favorite stories and breaking them down one by one, going beyond the hero's journey to think about what these heroes bring to the story and what we need to tell a compelling story that gets us all excited. And we have already talked about the classic hero, the every hero, and now we are going to talk about the tragic hero. But before you get that Kleenex box out and get ready to cry, let's roll the intro. Now, what is the tragic hero? Now, this is something we've seen in Shakespeare and tragic literature throughout history, but that's a little bit English class for me. I want to talk about Cowboy BeBop and Spike Spiegel. Spike Spiegel, who to me is the ultimate tragic hero. He has all of the classic characteristics. Now, what does he need to have in order to be? Now, hero of all our hero archetypes, this one is very ingrained in our subconscious, and we know exactly what we need to see from this, and we even don't use English words for it. That is how long ago this goes. So the first thing that the hero needs to have is Hamartia. Hamartia. I can't say this word. It's the flaw, the fatal flaw that causes our hero to fall in the end. So we're going to start at the end because it is crucial. If a hero doesn't have a fatal flaw, they are not a tragic hero. They just aren't. They are something else entirely. But if you can't identify the tragic flaw, then that's it. Now, what is Spike Spiegel's tragic flaw?
Sing for me, please.
Spike Spiegel's tragic flaw is that he cannot let go of his past. We see it in the very first episode when he identifies so strongly with the female antagonist and sees her as a doppelganger for his long-lost love. And then we see it again in the end. And I probably should have warned you, but yeah, spoilers all bounding in this one. So, fatal flaw. Check. He's got it. All right. Then what's the next thing the tragic hero needs to have? Hubris. Excessive pride, or a disrespect for the natural order of things. Well, he's a cowboy. I'd say disrespect for the natural order of things pretty much sums up Spike Spiegel. Definitely disrespect for the way things are supposed to be. All right, so check. Peripeteia. These words are killing me. Peripeteia, reverse of fortune. And this is absolutely the case. So at the end, things are looking up for our heroes. Everybody is sort of at a real position to make a better life for themselves. And it all sort of turns bad when Ed and Ein leave the ship. And there is this heartbreaking moment when Jet and Spike eat all the eggs. It's so heartbreaking. And it just kind of goes downhill from there.
If you see Spike again, tell him that I'll keep waiting.
Faye encounters Julia, which sets Spike on the downward spiral towards the end. And whether you see him as dead or not, ooh, I'm getting ahead of myself. Definitely a reverse of fortune. Check. Anagnorisis. Anagnorisis? Yeah. I'm gonna stop trying to say these words. The moment the hero makes a critical discovery. So like I said, Faye comes and tells Spike that she has seen Julia. And Julia is alive and well and out there, and he goes and finds her. And that is the discovery that ends that leads to the end of the entire story, that takes us from a mostly episodic storyline of Cowboy BeBop, is this realization that Julia is out there and he can go find her and where she is. So definitely that moment where Spike makes that critical discovery. Nemesis. Now this one gets bantied around a lot. We talk about the Nemesis. I know that a lot of times in shows like Brooklyn Nine-Nine, they talk about Nemesis.
Excuse me? Madeline Wunsch was what you get when you cross a slug with an anal fissure. We spent our entire lives trying to destroy each other. I was her one true nemesis.
She only had hate for me.
Are you jealous?
Of course I am. I despised her with my entire being, while she was only despising me with a fraction of hers. Sergeant Peanut Butter.
My nemesis.
Your nemesis is a horse?
Are you?
This is why you don't have an arch nemesis, Terry, because you focus on the wrong details.
Maybe I don't have an arch nemesis because I solve all my crimes.
What this word actually means is fate cannot be avoided. It's usually retribution for the hubris, or the excessive pride or disrespect for the natural order of things. In Spike's case, yes, it is the fact that he thinks he can take on the entire syndicate by himself. If we didn't know he was proudful before, we certainly do now. We certainly know that at the end of the story. Yes, that's what Nemesis is. So far, what have we talked about? We've talked about the tragic hero needs a flaw that brings down their downfall. They need hubris or excessive pride or disrespect for the natural order of things. Yes, they need to have a reversal of fortune where things are going well and then suddenly they go, you know what I mean. The moment of that discovery that is crucial to the story, and of course the twist of fate. And the last thing the hero needs, the last thing on the list, is actually something that isn't for the hero at all. The last thing a tragic hero brings is the audience's catharsis. So this is a feeling of pity or fear that we feel for the hero. And I gotta say, if you can watch Cowboy BeBop without tears coming to your eyes, then you are a much less emotional person than I am. And maybe, you know, you weren't really paying attention because it's pretty darn heartbreaking. Now that we're all depressed, hit that subscribe button so next week you can hear about how Batman is our epic hero. And I gotta say, this one is a goodie. You don't want to miss it. And if you would like my notes on all these different heroes, the tragic, the classic, and the epic, and all the ones to come, click the link and head over to my Patreon account where you can download all those goodies plus all my writer's toolbox right there at your disposal. And I can't wait to see you next time. Keep writing. You're awesome. And that is his tragic flaw, his sense of nostalgia, which actually makes the new Cowboy BeBop TV series really ironic. It's sort of like the tragic flaw of this canon is that we all had massive nostalgia and, for better or for worse, rejected the new TV series because it didn't fit our nostalgia. Oh my goodness, we're all Spike Spiegel.